Never too late. When I was young, I had many dreams. I wanted a big house, a nice car, and a happy family. But life was not easy. I worked hard every day. I had a small job and a small room. I wanted more, but I had no time and no money. Years passed, and I was still in the same place. My friends got married, they bought houses, they had children. I felt left behind. I smiled when I saw them, but inside I felt empty. One day, I looked in the mirror. My hair was not black anymore. I saw lines on my face. I thought, is it too late for me? My heart felt heavy. I wanted a family. I wanted a home. But I was alone. I thought maybe I missed my chance. I was sad, but I kept going. I went to work. I came home. Every day was the same. I told myself, this is my life now. But deep inside, I still wanted more. I watched people around me. They looked happy. They had families. They had love. I told myself, maybe my time is over. But in my heart, I still had hope. I still dreamed. I still wanted more. But I did not know what to do. I was afraid. I did not want to try and fail. I did not want to hope and lose again. So I stayed the same. Then something changed. I met someone. She was kind. She was smart. She made me smile. We talked every day. We laughed. We shared our stories. She was also alone. She also had dreams. One day, I asked her, "Is it too late for us?" She smiled and said, "It is never too late." Her words stayed in my heart. I started to believe them. We spent more time together. We walked in the park. We watched the sunset. We talked about our dreams. Life felt new again. I was not young, but I was not too old. I still had time. I still had a chance. I was not alone anymore. I started to believe in happiness again. I started to believe in myself again. I stopped looking at the past. I stopped thinking about lost time. I looked at today. I looked at tomorrow. I told myself, I can still be happy. I took small steps. I made new plans. I saved money. I thought about the future. And for the first time in many years, I felt hopeful. Life started to feel different. I woke up with a smile. I went to work with energy. My days were the same, but they felt new. I had someone to talk to. I had someone who cared. I was not alone anymore. I felt like I had a reason to try again. I felt like I had a second chance. One evening, we sat by the river. The sky was orange and pink. The air was cool and soft. She looked at me and said, "What do you want in life?" I stayed quiet. No one had asked me that in years.
I had stopped thinking about what I wanted. I had only worked, waited, and watched time pass. But now I had to answer. I had to think. I took a deep breath. I looked at the water. I want a home, I said. I want a family. I want love. I want a life that makes me happy. She smiled. Then why not start now? She asked. Her words were simple, but they felt big. They made me think. They made me feel something I had not felt in years. Hope. That night, I lay in bed and thought about her words. Why not start now? She had asked. I had no answer. I had waited for so long. I had thought I needed more time, more money, more luck. But maybe I did not need those things. Maybe I just needed to start. Maybe happiness was not about waiting. Maybe it was about trying. The next day, I made a decision. I would not wait anymore. I would take small steps. I would make new choices. I would try, even if I was afraid. I would not let time control my life. I would not let the past hold me back. I was ready to begin. I was ready to believe in my future. The next morning, I felt different. I woke up early. I looked out the window. The sky was bright, and the air was fresh. I felt something new inside me. Motivation. I was ready to take the first step. I did not know what the future would bring, but I knew I could not stay the same. I had to move forward. I had to try. Life was not over. There was still time. I went to work with new energy. I smiled more. I talked more. People noticed the change. You look happy, a coworker said. I nodded. I feel different, I answered. And it was true. My life had not changed yet, but my heart had. I started to see the world in a new way. I started to believe that good things could still happen to me. After work, I met her at the park. We sat on a bench under a big tree. The sun was warm, the wind was soft. I made a decision, I said. She turned to me and smiled. Tell me, she said. I took a deep breath. I will not wait anymore. I will start now. I will build the life I want. She looked into my eyes. I'm happy for you, she said. What is your first step? Her question made me think. What was my first step? I had waited so long that I did not know where to begin. Maybe I can look for a better job. Maybe I can save money for a home. She nodded. Those are good ideas, she said. But the most important step is to believe. Believe that you deserve happiness. Believe that it is not too late. Her words stayed with me. That night, I sat in my small room and thought. I had spent years thinking that my chance was gone, but now I saw things differently. I was not old enough. I was not too late. I still had dreams. I still had time. I just needed to take one step at a time. The next day, I started making small changes. I woke up earlier. I made a list of goals. I looked for new jobs. I planned my future. I saved a little money each week. They were small steps, but they were important. Each step made me feel stronger. Each step made me believe more. I was moving forward, and for the first time in years, I felt excited about what was coming next. Days passed, and I kept moving forward. I woke up early every morning. I worked hard. I saved money. I searched for better opportunities. My life still looked the same, but inside, I felt different. I felt stronger. I felt hopeful. For the first time in years, I believed that my future could change.
Every evening, I met her at the park. We walked under the trees. We talked about our dreams. We laughed. I felt happy in a way I had not felt before. She believed in me. She encouraged me. When I felt tired, she reminded me why I started. "Keep going," she said. "Good things take time." Her words gave me energy. One evening, we sat on a bench by the river. The water was calm. The air was cool. "What is your biggest dream?" she asked. I thought for a moment. "I want a home," I said. "A place that is mine. A place where I feel safe." She smiled. "Then work for it," she said. "Step by step, you will get there." Her words stayed in my heart. That night, I lay in bed and smiled. I had a new job. I had a new start. I was still on my journey, but I was no longer standing still. I was moving forward. I was building my future. And for the first time in years, I felt truly alive. My first day at the new job was exciting, but also scary. Everything was different. The office was bigger, the work was harder, and the people were more experienced. I felt like I did not belong. But then I reminded myself why I was here. I had worked for this. I had taken a step forward. I could not stop now. I had to keep going. The first week was difficult. I made mistakes. I felt slow. I stayed late to learn more. Some days I felt tired. Some days I wanted to give up. But every evening I met her at the park. She listened to my worries. She told me to be patient. Every new beginning is hard, but look how far you have come. Her words gave me strength. Slowly, I improved. I learned faster. I made fewer mistakes. My boss noticed my hard work. One day, he called me to his office. "You are doing well," he said. "Keep going and you will have a great future here."
His words made me proud. For the first time, I felt like I belonged. I was not just working, I was growing. With my new job, I started saving more money. I made a plan. I wanted a home and thought about how I could work toward it. I looked at different places. I checked prices. It felt impossible at first. Houses were expensive, but I remembered what she always told me. Step by step, you will get there. So I saved a little each month. I controlled my spending. I stayed focused.
One evening, as we walked in the park, she asked, "What is next for you?" I thought for a moment. "I want to buy a house," I said. She smiled. "That is a big dream," she said, "but I know you will do it." Her belief in me made me believe in myself even more. I was no longer the man who only watched time pass. I was a man who made plans, a man who took action. Months passed, and I kept moving forward. My savings grew. My confidence grew. At work, I got better and better. My boss gave me more responsibilities. I felt useful. I felt important. For the first time in my life, I felt like I was building something real. Then one day, something unexpected happened. My boss called me into his office again. "We have a new position," he said. "It is a promotion, more responsibility, more pay, and I think you are ready for it." My heart raced. A promotion? I had only been here for a short time, but I had worked hard. I had proved myself. I accepted the offer with a smile. That night, I told her the news. She was so happy for me. "See," she said, "it is never too late. Your life is changing because you chose to change it." I nodded. She was right. I had waited for so many years, thinking life had passed me by. But now I knew the truth. It was never too late to start again. It was never too late to chase my dreams. I sat in my room that night, looking at my savings. I was closer to my goal than ever before. The dream of owning a home was no longer just a dream. It was becoming real. And for the first time, I believed that anything was possible. Months passed and my life kept changing. My new position at work was challenging, but I was ready for it. Every day I learned something new. I made decisions. I worked with important people. I felt like I was finally in control of my future. My salary was better, my confidence was stronger, and my dreams felt closer than ever. One evening, I sat with her in the park, just like always. The sun was setting, painting the sky in warm colors. "Do you ever look back?" I asked. She smiled. "Sometimes," she said, "but I try to focus on what is ahead." I nodded. I had spent so many years looking back, thinking about lost time and lost chances. But now I was looking forward. My future was no longer just a dream. It was something that I was building, step by step.
After months of saving, I finally had enough money to start looking for a home. It felt unreal. I had dreamed of this moment for years, but I never thought it would actually happen. I visited different places. Some were too small, some were too expensive, some did not feel right. But I kept searching. I knew that my home was out there. I just had to find it. Then one day, I found it. A small house with a garden. It was not big, but it was enough. It was a place I could call my own. I stood outside the house, imagining my future there. I could see myself drinking coffee on the porch in the morning. I could see myself planting flowers in the garden. I could see a life filled with happiness and peace. I took a deep breath and made the decision. I bought the house. When I held the keys in my hand, I felt something I had never felt before. True accomplishment. This was mine. I had worked for it, I had waited for it, and now it was real. That evening, I invited her to see the house. She walked through the rooms, smiling. "It is perfect," she said. "You did it." I looked around and nodded. "Yes," I said. "I did it." But I knew that I had not done it alone. She had been there, supporting me, believing in me, reminding me that it was never too late. As we stood in the living room, I looked at her and realized something. My journey was not just about a house or a job. It was about love. It was about finding someone who believed in me, someone who walked beside me, someone who made life better. I took a deep breath and I said, "I want to ask you something." She turned to me, curious. "Will you share this home with me?" Her eyes widened. For a moment, she was silent. Then she smiled, the brightest smile I had ever seen. "Yes," she said, "I will." At that moment, I knew that my journey was complete. I had not just found a home. I had found happiness. I had found love. I had found a new beginning. Years ago, I thought life had passed me by. I thought my chance for happiness was gone. But I was wrong. It was never too late. Not for a new job, not for a new home, not for love. It is never too late to start again. It is never too late to chase a dream. It is never too late to be happy.